Hi, hello, welcome to the Horror Shelf. My name is Donate and I'm starting off this new year with a bunch of new books. Yeah, I wanted to do a little haul. I wanted to show you what I got. I got half of these books secondhand online and then the other half I received as Christmas presents. So yeah, let's start with the first one. The first one that I wanted to show you is The Great and Secret Show by Clive Barker. I asked for this book for Christmas and as you can see I already started reading it. I'm about 100 pages in and this book is about 700 pages or something. I asked for this book specifically because a while ago I ordered a bunch of Clive Barker books on Vinted. It was like a package deal, like 4 Clive Barker books for 10 euros or something. So I was like, this is a great deal. And then one of the books that was in it was Everville. As you can see, also a big boy. And I recently wanted to read this one and then I discovered that this is actually a part 2 to the Books of the Art series. So I was like, okay, then I need to get part 1 first so I can read that one. And so this is part 1. That's why I asked for it. But the thing is, I asked for this specific copy because online it said that it was the same size as this one. And as you can see, they are not the same size. So that's quite annoying. But other than that, yeah, I already started reading it and I'm really enjoying it. I was in a bit of a reading slump and I was really in the mood for like a bizarre Clive Barker story. And this is hitting that craving. It really is. And also look at how floppy this book is. So can I give you the floppy sound? You're welcome. So this book so far, it's about 2 entities that are fighting a great war and it's about the end of the world and that's all I know. That's all I can say about it for now. So yeah, a lot has happened in the first 100 pages already and it's really hard to describe what it's about. So I'm gonna finish this book and then I will get back to you later about what it's actually about. But so far I'm really enjoying it and I'm really happy that I got this as a Christmas gift. I'm actually sitting in front of a window right now, so if the light changes a lot, that's because it's snowing outside and it's raining and it's also sunny at the same time. I don't know what's happening. So yeah, the sun keeps coming out and then disappearing again. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Oh, it's coming back right now. And then the second book that I wanted to talk to you about is one that I got secondhand online. And that is No One Writes for Free by Judith Sonnet. Can you see the cover with the sun shining? I'm not sure, but this is an extreme horror book and it's quite small as you can see and it's also very popular. And I bought this because I saw it on Vinted for like 2 euros or something and it's on my reading list for the Extreme Horror Books iceberg. So I was like, let me just get the physical copy. If it's so cheap, secondhand, why not? And yeah, I'm really excited to start reading this one because it's very popular and it's written by a woman. And I don't think I have read an extreme horror book yet that is written by a woman actually. So quite interesting to see if I notice any differences. And yeah, and essentially it's about, I can just read you the back of it because the back of it is like 4 sentences and then you will know what it's about probably. The back of the book says, Jodie was driving her children to college when the man got in their car, uninvited, unwanted and unhinged. The man has no name, but he does have a gun, a knife and a bag of toys. What starts as a forced ride into the desert escalates into a disturbing series of crimes and assaults. Jodie and her children will soon pray for death. To avoid dying of shock, keep repeating, it's only a book, it's only a book, it's only a book. So yeah. No One Writes for Free, Extreme Horror. I'm excited to read this one, but I can only read it when my spinning wheel for the Extreme Horror Book iceberg lets me read this one. So we'll see how long that takes. It's actually so nice to sit in the sunshine. Like it's winter here and it's so grey all the time and now the sun is out and I feel like a happy cat sitting in the sunshine, you know what I mean? Like, alright, next book. Moon of the Crusted Snow by Waubgeshig Rice. I'm definitely pronouncing his name wrong. This is a book that I also got for Christmas as well. It was on my reading list on Goodreads and my boyfriend stalked me on Goodreads there and he found this book and he got me it. And I'm really excited to read this one. It's a survival horror fantasy-ish book as far as I know, because I learned about this book in another YouTube video where someone was reading this and they were really loving this book, and it sounded really interesting. It's about a small town in the middle of winter and it's really cold and then suddenly the power cuts out. They have no energy, no electricity, whatever, and they have to survive. And yeah, strange people come into the town, and that's all I know. I love a good survival story, so, and it's also winter right here now, so this sounds absolutely perfect. Moon of the Crusted Snow. And there's also part 2 to this book. It's Moon of the something leaves or something. I also have to read that one then, but let's see if I like part 1 first. And then another book that I bought secondhand on Vinted for like €2 is Carrie by Stephen King. And this is like the pocket edition. It's really small. It's such a tiny book. Like my hand is probably bigger than this book, but that's okay. I have tried to read Stephen King before and I could never get into his writing style. I don't know why, but that was a few years ago, and now that I've read more books, I think maybe I can try again. So I thought, let's start with Carrie, and I am actually gonna make a video series about this as well, so stay tuned for that. That's coming soon, but I won't tell you yet what it is. But yeah, just know that there will be videos coming out on this book and other books as well. So, but yeah, Carrie, in case you don't know, is about this girl who is bullied in high school and she has telepathic powers. And then one day she decides to use those telepathic powers in maybe not so friendly way. I also have never watched a movie on this as well, so I think it would be interesting to also read this book and then watch the movie maybe. Could be interesting, but yeah, this is like a horror classic, so I'm excited to read this one. I'm excited to see if I like Stephen King. The next book is a little bit of an unhinged one maybe, and I bought it secondhand on Vinted also, and that's Joke by Palahniuk. I love this author. I think his brain works in mysterious ways, but I love how it works. Joke follows a guy who has a very sick mother, like he needs to pay elder care for his mom, and he doesn't have money to do so, so he comes up with a plan, and his plan is to go to really high-end restaurants and pretend to choke there, and then gain money that way. The people who save him send him checks of money out of pity, and that's how he pays for his mom's care. And there's also other things in here, but this sounds like a really unhinged main character, and I'm here for it. Oh. There's a bookmark that fell out of the book. That's so cute. I bought it secondhand, and people always leave their bookmarks in the books, and I love that so much. I think that's so cute. So, Book Lovers Club bookmark. That's cute. I love that. So yeah, Joke. And then the last book is also one that I got as a Christmas present, and I'm also not entirely sure what it's about, but I will tell you why I asked for it for Christmas, and that's Something Wicked This Way Comes by Bradbury. And look at this edition, it's a hardcover. It has special paper on the inside, look at that. Can you see? I don't know if I can show you completely, but I'm not sure. But it's just like the paper has like frayed edges and it feels old, even though it's a new book. And then the inside of the hard copy is just a beige blank book with a blue side mark and then silver letters on the spine. So pretty. I asked for this book because recently I watched the new Frankenstein movie on Netflix, and I fell into a bit of a rabbit hole about this movie on Instagram, like all the reels and everything. And I watched some interviews with the director of Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro, and he said one of his favorite books was Something Wicked This Way Comes, and that he wants to make that one into a movie as well. And the Frankenstein movie was absolutely beautiful. I loved it. I cried so much. But it was amazing. So I was like, if this is one of his favorite books, it must be amazing as well. So I really wanted to read it, and then yeah, I asked for it for Christmas and I got it in a beautiful hardcover edition. And yeah, I'm excited to read this one. I'm not entirely sure what it's about. All I know is that it's about this creepy satanic carnival or something that shows up in a village a week before Halloween, and you follow two young boys who go to this carnival and things happen. That's all I know about it. I hope it is creepy, but yeah. Also, look at this amazing wholesome picture of Bradbury on the back with his black cat. That's so cute. One of my favorite books is actually from Bradbury as well. It's Fahrenheit 451. I love that book. I'm actually rereading it right now as well. I'm excited to get into this one, so I'm sure I will love it. I love Fahrenheit. I think I will also love this one. But yeah, I will let you know in a reading wrap-up once I read this. So those are all the books I got. 6 books in total, and I'm so happy. I'm so grateful that people gave me books for Christmas and that I was able to find these awesome books for so cheap on Vinted. That's really a life hack. Just buy your books secondhand. You pay so much less money, and also also the Stephen King book and No One Writes for Free. I bought those on Vinted and the seller actually wrapped them in Christmas paper. So it was like unwrapping a little present. It was so cute. I love buying books on Vinted. If you have access to Vinted, try looking for books there. I promise it's great. And yeah, so that's all. Thank you so much for watching. Happy New Year. And I hope to see you again this year in another video. Please subscribe, like, comment, you name it. Thank you so much. Bye bye.